Now then, in this short video we're going to take a look at the recommended down jackets suitable for the Annapurna circuit trek. When you're on these sorts of expeditions, you're looking at how much warmth do you need in the clothing that you're taking, and certainly need a down jacket for the Annapurna circuit trek. So you're looking at the warmth provided, and you're also looking at the weight of the garment that you're taking with you. And you're looking at the weight because of two things. One thing is you don't feel the weight of a jacket when you wear it, but when you're carrying it, you certainly do. When it's in your rucksack, you certainly know about the weight of all the bits of kit you're carrying. So it's worth looking at the size, it's worth looking at the weight of jackets when you're considering this, as well as the warmth. And of course, crucially with down jackets, the lighter they are, the smaller they pack down into a smaller stuff sack, or a waterproof roll up top or whatever, a small stuff sack. So the lighter they are, the smaller they pack down. All the jackets I'm going to look at here have been designed to be as light as possible. They've been designed to provide as much warmth as we can get, but at the lightest possible weight. So they're fairly minimalistic in their design. There's no extra features or flash details. The zips and things are very lightweight. All of the garments are constructed in very lightweight fabrics and very, very high quality down to get the maximum warmth you can get from the weight of the down inside the jacket. So that's one aspect of why you look at what you're looking at. And the other thing is you're interested in the weight and pack down size simply because of the baggage allowance on the trip you're going on the flight that you're going on. So you really do want the kit to be as light as possible just for the baggage allowance element. Of course, you can wear it in the airport, but that's not always convenient. You could wear it in the plane or wear it onto the plane, but really the lighter the better when it comes to baggage allowance and the size of this equipment. Getting it packed down and small and light is of interest to us. So I've got 4 jackets here actually that I'm going to suggest are suitable for the Annapurna circuit trek. I'm going to start with the lightest and least warm and finish with the warmest and of course the heaviest. So let's just talk about the temperatures on this sort of trek. Daytime temperatures would range from about 5 degrees centigrade plus down to about -5, so pretty cold. And nighttime temperatures can go all the way down to -15. And if you get storms and really bad weather, temperatures can be a bit lower, of course, and it depends on the time of year. If you're going into these temperatures I'm talking about are pre-monsoon. Post-monsoon it's a little bit colder, and then if you're going into November, December and January and so on, much colder. So you really need to look carefully at how warm this kit is that you're going to take. So let's start off with the very lightest piece of equipment that would be suitable for the Annapurna circuit, and that would be the PhD Ultra jacket. Now, the PhD Ultra jacket is a super lightweight piece of kit, and it's got a typical operating temperature of -5 degrees C, so it's a very warm piece of equipment, but it only weighs 200 grams. It's an incredibly light piece of kit. It's favoured by racers, lightweight backpackers, and the whole design is based on extreme weight to warmth performance. How light can we make it? Let's just have a very quick look at it. It's made in 7X fabric, PhD 7X fabric, a very lightweight material, downproof, windproof, fully windproof, and very light, so it allows the down to loft. You can see the down really lofts inside here. It's made inside and outside with that fabric, but inside the jacket is filled with 1000 fill power down. Now all the jackets I'm going to recommend are made with 1000 fill power down. That's because 1000 fill power is the highest quality of the down. Now when we mean quality, what we mean is how much loft do you get from a given weight. So you take a set weight of down and then you measure how much loft it gives you. What I mean by loft is how deep does it go, what's the depth of loft that you get. In other words, what is the performance and liveliness of that down. 1000 fill power down is the highest quality down in the world, and it gives us the maximum amount of loft, and therefore it helps us achieve these very low weights of equipment. 200 grams, it's a -5 degree jacket, and it only weighs 200 grams. Just quick look through it. It's got hand warmer pockets down at the waist, so your hands go in underneath the down, so it's a place to warm your hands if they've got chilled. It's got elasticated hem. It's got a drop tail hem at the back to give you better coverage around the back of the waist there and the top of the trousers. Elasticated cuffs, lycra, elasticated cuffs, and a down-filled collar that's quite high to really seal out the cold. Inside, I'll just show you the inside of the jacket. We've got an extra pocket here, a security pocket that's big enough for a credit card, set of keys, the sort of thing that you want to put in there and then forget, and you want to know they're there when you get back later in the day. It's got lightweight centre front zip and a baffle underneath the zip, an insulated baffle underneath the zip to stop air coming through. So it's a very, very lightweight piece of equipment. One thing that's different here is that we've got elastication, we've got an elasticated panel down the sides, one on each side there, and that is elasticated thread. It's designed to just pull the garment into you a little bit closer, make it less boxy, but crucially it pulls the garment close to you, and this is the way you get the best performance. If the down is draping, taking up your body shape, so it drapes close to your body, you get more warmth, and if there's any cold air spots in there, you don't gain the maximum potential warmth that you can get. So the design of that is to improve the warmth and functionality of the equipment. So that is the extreme end, incredibly light, packs down very small, and it's suitable for -5 degrees C. Now I've got another jacket here just to show you, actually, with the same temperature rating. It's worth seeing this one. This is the Minimus. It's got a hood on. This hood is optional. This sample I've got's got the hood on. It's removable and it's studded on. Down hoods are fantastic. They're windproof, downproof of course, and filled with down, and very, very insulated around your head. So if you get cold, if for instance you stood around at night doing some photography in camp or something like that, you can really cool down quite fast in those low temperatures. So a down hood is a real bonus. It's optional on this jacket. It's actually, we've got one on the Ultra jacket as an optional, added on optional feature if you want a down hood on there. But the down hoods are really great. Anyway, let's just have a look at this one. This is the Minimus. It's the same shape and size as the Ultra, in fact. It comes down below the waist onto the hips. Same shape, drop tail hem, lycra round the bottom of it, sealed lycra on the cuff to stop cold air getting in, and this lovely down-filled collar, high collar. This one's got zipped pockets down at the waist level, hand warmer pockets. It's also got a couple of extra features here which are worth knowing about. It's lightweight fabrics filled with 1000 fill power down and so on, but there's a couple of key differences. The first is we have an extra pocket on this one on the chest. It's insulated, and I think that's a very, very good pocket for battery driven equipment like a smartphone, a digital camera or a GPS, something like that. Anything where it pays to keep the batteries warm to get the best life of the equipment that you're taking out on the hills. So an insulated pocket, really useful. Very accessible as well. It's on the chest, away from harness level or away from hip belt level if you've got a hip belt on your rucksack. This pocket is very accessible, so it's good for things like hats and gloves and things and snacks, but it's that battery driven equipment that I think is great, and it's instantly available if you want to get a quick photo or something. I really like that feature. And the second thing that's different here is this garment has been constructed in ultra shell fabric, a water resistant fabric, and that helps if there's a bit of drizzle, a bit of light drizzle or damp snow. It really helps because it prevents the water getting through the fabric onto the down. So a proofed fabric, a water resistant fabric that helps protect the down. So that's the Minimus. It weighs a little bit more. It's 280 grams, so it weighs 80 grams more, so it's not quite as ultra light as the other one. It adds a little bit. There's a couple of features there that are worth having. This waterproofed fabric used in the construction of the garment, and secondly that chest pocket, an extra pocket where you can stash kit and easily get it, and battery driven equipment particularly. That's what we did when we were designing it. That's what we did it for. Inside it's the same as the Ultra. It has an extra pocket on the inside. One other thing you'll notice on the Minimus actually is that it has reflect on the zip pulls. That's just a safety feature. This reflect would be picked up by the beam of a torch at night very, very quickly if there's a search party looking for you, so there's a little bit of reflect on the garment for safety. So that's the Minimus. That's the second jacket I would recommend for the Annapurna circuit, and those added features of a water resistant fabric and an extra pocket on there. Those are worth considering in your choice. Now, I'm going to move up a stage here and look at another super lightweight piece of kit. This is the Yukon jacket. Again, it's a K-series product. All these are K-series jackets. K-series products are our top-end products filled with 1000 fill-power down and made in super lightweight fabrics. Well, this is the Yukon K jacket, and we've gone up a level here. It looks like a short puffer, a down puffer like the other two, but and it is the same shape. It's actually comes down below the waist onto the hips, drop tail hem and so on. It's the same shape, but actually there's a change here. This has got a much higher temperature rating. It's got a box wall construction, so it's got fabric walls inside it on these stitch lines to make a deeper panel, a deeper chamber for down to be put in. So it allows us to get more down in, and it allows it to loft better. So we've got a super lightweight piece of kit here, but this is rated at -15, so significantly warmer than the first two. And it's got a weight of 380 grams, which is quite incredible. So here you've got a combination of quite elaborate design and construction techniques used in down garments. This box wall construction is what we use on all our mountain expedition kit, and we use it on all our sleeping bags because it allows you to get a greater depth of down. But we've put that construction method inside a super lightweight, ultra lightweight piece of equipment, a short down puffer in effect. So the Yukon is rated at -15 degrees centigrade, and this is probably the top choice for a trek, a high level trek like the Annapurna circuit, and that's because it's super light but super warm. And when you're trekking in these sorts of places, it's good to have a little bit of extra warmth in case of things going wrong. You may be affected by, you may be feeling the altitude, you may be sick, you may be under the weather, you may get a storm come in. There's quite a few reasons why having a bit of an extra warmth for comfort is worth consideration. So the Yukon jacket, it just weighs 380 grams and it's rated at -15, so a very, very warm piece of equipment, but also very, very lightweight, so it really hits this brief of being warm enough. In fact, it's got a bit of comfort, extra warmth in it, so you've got that added benefit of warmth, extra warmth, but at 380 grams, it still hits this brief of wanting to be super lightweight when you're carrying it, super packed down size, a small packed down size in a stuffed sack when you've got it in the rucksack, but also very, very lightweight kit to get through your baggage allowance when you're flying, so when you're travelling. So the Yukon, I would say, is a very, very good piece of equipment for high altitude trekking in the Himalayas, and the Annapurna circuit, this is the top piece of equipment really for that trek. Let's just run through it. It's a short jacket, comes down below the waist onto the hips, a drop tail hem. Now we've got cord lock adjustment on the bottom hem there, so you can really cinch it in to get a good fit around your hips to stop cold air getting in. We've got lightweight lycra cuffs to stop cold air getting in. It's the lightest way, isn't it, to form a cuff, a very lightweight way, and of course it packs down small. And again, with us, we like these high collars filled with down, comfortable down-filled collar. It comes with a hood. This is a down-filled box wall construction hood, so a very, very warm hood, lightweight piece of kit. It can be removed if you don't want it. It's put on by studs, so if you don't want it, if it's in the way, or you prefer just to use your hat and so on, it can be removed. But of course, when it's super cold, these these down-filled hoods make a huge amount of difference to the warmth, keep your head warm. Just looking at the design of it, we've got hand warmer pockets down at the waist level, and by that what I mean is your hand goes in under the down into a pocket bag inside the garment, so that is very warm. Great place to get your hands warmed up if they've got chilled, and that's always a danger, isn't it? It doesn't matter how many pairs of gloves you take, there's always the potential that your hands can start turning white and get cold and are really feeling it, and this is a great place to solve that, to really help with that. So 2 zipped hand warmer pockets at the waist, one more on the chest again, It's a large pocket, so it's perfect for hats and gloves, snacks. But of course, this is an insulated pocket, so it's perfect for that battery-driven equipment that we all take on the mountain nowadays. A digital camera, smartphone, or GPS. Anywhere where you want to make sure the battery remains warm to give the maximum potential life of the battery that you can get. Putting it inside the garment is the key. This pocket goes inside the garment, goes under the down, and the pocket bag is on the inside, so it's next to your body, and it's where the warmth is held by the down covering it. Just have a look at the inside. This fabric here is 10 denier fabric. It's called 10X. Again, very lightweight, windproof, downproof, and very light. And it allows us to it helps us to get this down to loft as fully as we can get. The heavier the fabric, the more it compresses the down, and that reduces the loft. So, there's the Yukon jacket, and this is the one that is really perfect for these sorts of high-level Himalayan treks where it's good to have extra warmth just in case, but you're doing it at an incredibly lightweight piece of equipment, just 380 grams. That's the medium size of jacket. Very lightweight piece of kit, perfect for this sort of trek. Now, one final piece of gear I'd like to look at is it's a final one. It's another super lightweight piece of kit, but it's gone up in warmth. This is the Rondoy jacket, and it's a bigger piece of equipment in that it's longer. It comes down onto the top of the thighs, and it's built in more mountaineering type of specification, whereas the first jackets I showed you were all ultra lightweight pieces of kit. This one here is designed for colder temperatures, -20, and it weighs 500 grams. So 500 grams is a jump up from the previous jacket. It's a jump up in warmth, but it's a very protective piece of kit and still relatively lightweight. Now, if you're the sort of person that really feels the cold, you're anxious about the cold, and you consider yourself vulnerable to the cold, then it might be worth considering the Rondoy. It is still a very lightweight piece of equipment. Equally, if you've got other trips in mind, other cold mountain trips in mind that you're planning to do in the future, then the Rondoy is a very good trip. It's a very good jacket for using the mountains in the Himalayas and the Andes and so on. So the Rondoy is a super lightweight mountaineer's jacket. Let's have a quick look at it. Running through it, it's a K-series jacket, 1000 fill per down, ultra shell, water resistant, ultra shell on the outer, 10X on the inner, and it's a warm piece of kit, -20. So let's just have a look at it. First of all, let's just look at the shape. It goes down onto the thigh, so it's a bit longer. We've got cord lock adjustment around the hem, so you can really cinch it down. We've got a drop tail hem around the back to give extra coverage around the back of your waist. Now we've come on to a system of Velcro closure on the cuffs, and this gives you more scope to control the cuff and the option of using the cuff with mitts, downfilled mitts, so the cuff can be locked down quite close to your wrist and therefore be put inside a mitt, so the mitt goes over the top, or a mitt can go inside the cuff and lock down, and the Velcro allows you to lock down on the mitt. So there's good control there on how you handle the cuffs there, and once again a very high downfilled collar to really seal out the cold around your neck. Hand warmer pockets, zipped hand warmer pockets down at the waist, huge pockets, and you're going under a box wall construction here. This garment is made with box wall construction, the system that we use on expedition equipment and sleeping bags, where there's a fabric wall between the chambers. On that stitch line there's a fabric wall between the inner and the outer. So that stitch line there and that stitch line there are held apart by a wall, and that allows you to get more down in that chamber, but it also allows the down to loft further and grow and be warmer. So water resistant fabric, 1000 fill per down, 10X fabric on the inside, hand warmer pockets. But again, a chest pocket, we always like this element of a garment, putting a chest pocket there that's insulated. So you're going under the down, it's incredibly thick, that down, and very warm. Your pockets inside the garment under the down, so it makes it, as well as it being good for hats and gloves and snacks, it's absolutely superb for the camera or the GPS or the smartphone. Anywhere where that battery wants to be insulated but accessible, isn't it? You know what they say about cameras, you know, a camera that's put away is never used. And the same with all of this battery driven equipment, if it's extremely accessible to you, it's really an advantage. On the front you've got reflect, that's for nighttime location. Reflect on the zip pulls. So just have a look at the back. Two things to talk about here. First of all, there's a clip loop with reflect on it. That's just for clipping it on tat. If you were taking it off and wanted to hang it on some climbing equipment on the climb and so on, then that's just for hanging it on and making sure it doesn't vanish in a windy night or something. Let's have a look at the hood. It's a large helmet size hood now. It's got a very protective front to it, downfill chin guard with Velcro adjustment on it. You've got adjustable face channel at the front there, so you can pull in the hood and get it really protective around you, whether you want to. Oh, the wind's always blowing the wrong way, isn't it? We need to pull a hood down on one side and leave the other side open to get good visibility and so on. So you get very good adjustment from these cord locks here, and there's a volume reducer on the back of the hood to just change the shape and pull it to fit your head better, and possibly pull it off your brow and so on, you can see better. So there's a volume reducer there. Let's just have a look on the inside. This jacket now has an insulated storm baffle on the front of the zip, and inside we've got a security pocket, and it's a large one. Now this is big enough, of course it's big enough for credit card or keys or whatever you want to stash in there and make sure it doesn't come out. Also got a key hook in this one, but that pocket is big enough for a 1 litre Nalgene bottle. So now you're concerned about how to keep the water from freezing. You need to be rehydrated all the time that you're doing these trekking and these summits and so on. You need to really consider how you keep water, how you prevent it from freezing, and one of the top ways to do that, of course, is keep it inside your down jacket. So that's big enough for a 1 litre Nalgene bottle. And then one other feature here, we've put elasticated thread on the inside of the garment. That pulls it closer to you. You can see the loft of the down with this lightweight fabric, but then this pulls the garment closer to your body, makes it a little bit less boxy, helps it fit better. But what I mean, the important thing there is, of course, it pulls the down close to the shape of your body, and that gives you that instant amount of warmth, and it creates an increase of warmth by getting the down close to you. There's no dead air spaces inside, and the air held in the down is close to your body, so you get that instant warmth and insulation that you're looking for. Okay, so that is the last of the jackets, 4 jackets here that I'm recommending for the Annapurna circuit. They're all super lightweight, that's why I've chosen them, but they're all of the correct warmth required, starting at the Ultra and the Minimus at -5. That's the lightest you can possibly go. You need at least that. The Yukon, -15, but incredibly lightweight piece of kit. That's my pick. I would take the Yukon. And then if you feel the cold, or you've got Himalayan summits in mind, or other expeditions, colder expeditions, the Rondoy, it's a mountaineer's piece of kit, but still incredibly lightweight at 500 grams. So those are the recommended jackets for the Annapurna circuit. All right, cheers.